Hello everyone, today I'll take you on a tour of this 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum and show you why it's the king of electric pickup trucks. The F-150 Lightning is in a field of its own. It's the only full-size electric pickup truck on the market right now, and it is truly excellent, and I can't wait to show you all the features that the Lightning offers. Thank you to AutoNation Ford of Bellevue for providing me with this 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning. They have all the latest Ford models from obviously this Lightning to regular Ford F-150s if that's what you're into. And you even have all the latest electric models such as the Ford Mach-E, Mustangs, Bronco Sports. The whole lot is available here. And so if you're in the market for a new Ford, any type, AutoNation Ford Bellevue is a great bet. They have amazing customer service and they are a great dealership to check out in the Seattle area for any new Ford vehicle. Alright, let's start off with this giant infotainment system in the middle here, and as you can see, it is massive. It takes up basically the entirety of the center stack of the car, and that's because all the controls of the car are controlled via this screen. This screen is shared with a couple of other Ford models. It's not just in the Lightning, so you have this screen in the Lightning, you have it in the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and you also have it in some trims of the Ford Expedition. So this screen is Ford's future. It's going to be used in a lot of cars going forward, and it might even trickle down into the regular F-150, which by the way as itself has a massive screen. So the Lightning has such a large screen, as you can see, that it's so easy to use, and you can have a look at multiple different things at once. You can see currently I'm on this maps view, and you can see right here I'm in the Bellevue area here in Seattle, and you can see I can move around this map, really responsive to the touch by the way. You can see I can easily pinch to zoom, pinch out, and a little bit of the problems are actually caused by this protective film on the infotainment system. Without that, the screen will be even more responsive than it already is, and I think it is truly great. For example, you have a couple of features on the map here. Here's 2D mode, here's 3D mode again, and I can even change the orientation of the map. Some really cool features that the Lightning offers. You can see down here, your climate controls are also all integrated into the screen. You can see here, we have temperature for the driver and passenger, and I'll get to more of the climate controls in a little bit. Let's go and talk about the features that the screen offers. So if you tap this home icon, you can see here, I'm sorry about this little warning, that's because of the protective film, but you can see here we have a lot of different applications such as the radio, the phone, the nav system, the media. You even have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard on all Lightning trims, not just this expensive Platinum model. So here, let's go ahead and talk about the different features that this one has. So the radio feature here, you can see, that'll take me to my typical FM and AM radio. You can see FM radio there. You also have Sirius XM radio if that's what you're into. Tap the home icon again, and you can see here we have the phone system. This will basically connect your phone to the infotainment screen, and you'll be able to see everything that your phone offers. Next, we have the navigation map, and that's what I was just showing here. You can see easy, really responsive to the touch navigation map, and it's super easy to get to a destination as well. So very easy to use. You can see just tap here and you can enter in a particular destination. So right there, I can search it in. It's basically just like Google Maps. And if you want Google Maps, you always have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. So there's that as well. Apologies for the background noise. The car just zoomed by. So let's go and talk about that. You can see here we have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. They are, you can see, available in this car. I believe they're also wireless in this car here. You can see you can connect the phone with the cable, or you can connect wirelessly, which is a really cool feature. And you also have a couple of other features. You also have this interesting app called Sketch. This is a whiteboard on your car, so I can pick a color and I can draw something. So say let's draw a house, and here is a door. There's another one. There's some windows. There we go. So I can use the car's infotainment system to draw things. It's like a whiteboard. Honestly, that's kind of a fun feature, especially when you're waiting, you're charging the car. and you're bored, well, there you go. You can have some fun drawing things in your Lightning, which is a really interesting feature. You can see here, I can also tap this icon for saving even more tools like the eraser, pen styles, all that. There's a saved feature here. This is for saving some sketches, and that is an interesting feature. So there's also a couple of other cool features I'm going to highlight in these upcoming clips, like the charging, the backup power on board, as well as the towing feature. So let's go ahead and get into those. Alright, let's go and talk about some more regular features of the Lightning that you might appreciate as an EV owner. So first is the charging pane, and you can see here, I just have to tap this charging pane here, and that'll take me to all these details about the Lightning's charging information. So here you can see currently I have 89% battery left, and in the gauge cluster I can see here I have about 252 miles of range left. This Platinum trim has an EPA estimated range of 300 miles, and as you can see I have currently about 252 left before I need to make a charging stop. So that's the charging pane here. You can see it tells me all my battery, but you also have a couple of settings down here. You can see a max charge limit, so if you're charging overnight, you can set a limit to how much the car will charge to until you want it to shut off so that it won't overcharge, for example. Next, you have the EV driving history. If you tap this will give me some information on how I've driven the car. Currently, this thing hasn't been driven at all. I've driven 145 miles in this car's odometer. So yeah, there isn't much in terms of history, but if there is more, it would go ahead and highlight that in that pane. In the departure and comfort pane, here we can see some slots. This will go ahead and tell me a departure time for when I leave, and I'll go ahead and plan out the charging based on that. And I can also set specific charging locations. If there's ones that I prefer, you can see there's one set right now. I can go ahead and set that so that I can go in there and it'll route me to these charging stops specifically. So that's a really cool feature. Alright, so next up, let's go ahead and talk about this thing, the backup power. And what this is, if I tap this, you can see it'll take me to this thing, and it's saying, unfortunately it's getting covered by the warning, but what it's saying is that to use this feature you need to pair your vehicle with a forward charge station. And what that is, it'll allow you to connect your Ford F-150 Lightning up to your home. And in the event of a power outage, the F-150 Lightning can charge your home. So say you have a power outage and you need some power supply to your house, all you have to do is, I'm gonna go and turn off the ventilated seat. All you have to do with the Lightning is you just need to plug it into the Charge Station Pro, and your Lightning will power your home in the case of a power outage. That is a really, really cool feature. Amazing. It gives a very multi-purpose to this truck. I really, really like that feature. Very cool. So another feature in this car's infotainment system is Pro Power on board. And what this is this gives me some information about the vehicle's charging and like electronics. So inside here you can see currently I'm using less than 90 watts inside the cabin, and there's also some information over there for other stuff. And as you can see here, this is basically about using the household style outlets in the vehicle. And when I get to the areas where there are household style outlets, I'll show you those. But that's what this is for. This is for using the household style outlets, and it'll give me some information on how much power is being used by those. Alrighty, so next up, let's go ahead and talk about the towing features as well as the camera features of the Lightning. So let's start off with the towing features. So if you tap the towing button here, this will allow me to create a trailer for the truck, and the truck will recognize the trailer as attached, and it'll give me some information to organize the truck with the trailer so that I can drive this thing long distances with trailers. So that's a pretty cool feature. The other interesting thing about this truck is that you have this camera system here. So you can see here, tap this camera icon, and that will go ahead show me this system. You can see there's this Super Duty backing up, and here you can see there's a lot of different features in this camera system. So right now we have this front camera, so this is showing what's in front of me. There's also this top-down 360-degree view camera, and if I tap this hamburger menu, There are a lot of different settings for this truck. You can see here, if I tap this icon, this will take me to this different view. This is for a trailer system. You can see here, it said camera intended for trailer. Tap this view. This is a different front camera view. This one is like a side view. You have this back camera view, and you have this view here, a little bit more of a wide angle front view. And this icon here, this is going to show me what's in the bed of the truck. So this truck has a lot of different camera views, very, very comprehensive camera system, and it's one of the best in the business. Alright, so here's something a little bit more fun about the Lightning. In here, if you tap this Entertainment tab, that will take me to a bunch of different games that I can play in the truck. Again, this is an electric truck, so you're probably going to be waiting like 30-40 minutes at charging stations to charge this thing up so you can keep going on a long road trip. And when you're bored, you probably want something to do, and here you have a couple of options here. You can see we have quite a few games that you can play. For example, here's Sudoku. I can just play a game of Sudoku if I'm bored. Here's an easy game. Let's hit start. And there we go. I can continue. I can like tap the number. Here's a square. Say 1 belongs here. Boom, there we go. That'll give me a Sudoku game that I can play when I'm bored. Really, really fun. There's also a couple of other games here. Here's like a tiles game. This one, I actually do not know how to play this game. So I'm trying it out for the first time as well. Looks like it's something very similar to Tetris. And here we have blocks. What is this? Lane changes. Looks like this is a car game. Makes sense considering Ford is a car company. So let's hit start. Let's see what's in this game. Lane change. Oh my goodness. Do you use the car steering wheel? No, not quite. There we go. Yeah. You just use the touchscreen. And wow. I am playing a video game here in my electric pickup truck. This is so fun. I am not gonna lie, this is the most fun I have ever had in a vehicle. I really, really like this. Super fun, especially when you're bored, want to have whipped out some video games. There you go, you have some fun time in your electric pickup truck's amazing feature. Alright, so let's go talk about the climate controls in this car. And as you can see, this truck has in-screen climate controls. The regular F-150 and in fact the Lightning's XLT and base model Pro trims both have a slightly smaller infotainment system than physical climate controls. The larger screen in the Lariat and Platinum Lightning trims, like this is a Platinum by the way, the larger screen has in-screen climate controls. And some people might be a little bit hesitant to switch over to these in-screen climate controls, but honestly, I have used these and these are one of the simplest, easiest climate controls to use. You can see here we have temperature controls for both the passenger and driver. You can tap the icon here to increase the temperature, and for larger increases, you can see here, it'll change the dial from the volume. Excuse me there. Sorry about that. It'll change this dial from the volume to the temperature. So you can see here I can make quick adjustments to the temperature if I want. That is a very cool feature. It's the same thing for the fan speed, by the way. I tap the fan, you can see here I can quickly adjust the fan speed like so. It'll go ahead change the volume dial to that. By the way, if you just twist this will just change the volume over there instead of actually changing. By the way, the volume's off, that's why you don't see anything. Tap the screen, volume turns on, and you can see volume will, oops, looks like I turned it off. There we go. See, there we go. That controls the volume. I'm gonna go and turn it off again. So super cool feature. That's a very multi-purposeful dial. Looks quite nice actually. And you can see here, you can also tap this icon and that'll give you some more climate control information. So you can see here the front defroster. You could change where the air is coming out of. You can see you change it to your feet. You also have recirculating air. And a cool touch here, it's a truck for recirculating air. Kind of a neat little feature. Passenger controls are over here, and you can also tap this icon to quickly bring up your ventilated and heated seats. This car does have both, so nice to have. Also, quickly you can enable your front and rear defrosters without having to go into that climate control pane. AC control, automatic climate control. You can see auto 1, and you can change how much automatic control you want. So there's that, and you can just change this You can see over there, that'll go ahead control everything that I want. I'm gonna go ahead turn this fan off so that it's not very loud in the cabin. But there you go. That's the basics of this infotainment system. One more thing I actually do want to mention up here on the top right, you can create your own profiles to link your memory seats, a photo, your key fob, phone, all that. So all you have to do, get in the car, turn it on, and everything is configured to how you want it. Very, very convenient feature. This is one of the best infotainment systems in the industry. So if you're considering any Ford electric vehicle, or in fact the Expedition, which has this infotainment system, I highly, really love it. This infotainment system, amazing one. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Another one of those infotainment system ones. Well, I just want to mention this for you dark mode fans. You can change this car to dark mode if you like. So all you have to do, go here, tap it to dark. It'll take a couple of seconds to register, and there you go. You can see everything changes to dark mode. So if you like dark mode, no worries. You have that in this car. And you can also make it auto mode, so that'll change based on the lighting outside. So some really, really nice features in this infotainment system. Just wanted to highlight that for you dark mode fans like me. Alright, finally, we're done with this infotainment system. But we're not done with the vehicle. There are a lot more features to cover in the Lightning. And let's go ahead and start off with this center console. So here we have a Qi wireless charger, a USB Type-C, and a USB Type-A port. That's not all. Over here on the passenger side, you have a 12-volt outlet and a household style outlet. So you can just plug whatever you want in there. It's a full-on 20 amp, 120 volt style household outlet. So you can literally just do whatever you want in here. After all, this is a work vehicle. It is a truck. And so having that is quite convenient. Next up over here, you might be wondering, well, this is just a typical shifter. It's in park. I can adjust it to reverse, neutral drive. But something interesting about this one, hit this button. The shifter goes flat. And you might be wondering, okay, why would you want to do that? The answer is, if you hit this button right over here, that's going to go ahead open this up. But you can also hit this button in the back. And look at that. You have a flat workspace to stick whatever you want. You can put like a computer. You can put snacks and drinks if you're waiting for this thing to charge. Super, super cool feature. I really like that. Makes this generally kind of like solid center console much more useful. Super nice feature. Highly recommend getting this option if you're going to be purchasing a Lightning. Very, very nice feature. I really do like this feature. Also, by the way, it's also a normal center console. I'm going to go ahead and put this back up. It's also a normal center console. It's not like you can't use it like that. Go ahead, hit this. You can see huge center console here. Deep amount of storage. A lot of different options. And it is also lockable. So if you want to lock the storage that you put in here, you have that option as well. You're not gonna sacrifice on cup holders either. You have a little bit of phone storage there and two large full-size cup holders to stick stuff, as well as ones for the back as well. So very, very nice overall here. Super, super convenient center stack and console. Alright, so next up, let's go and talk about the gauge cluster in the Lightning. And in here, you can see that we have quite a bit of configurable options. It's a full screen gauge cluster in the Lightning. And you can see over here on the steering wheel, I have a couple of controls to adjust these various options. Let's go ahead and zoom in. So over here, ooh, it's not focusing. There we go, now it is. You can see here I can control the screen via those buttons I told you on the steering wheel. You can see I can go through and have quite a different options. For example, in navigation, I can see my home, previous destinations, favorites, all that information right here. And if I have a route set in the main screen, that'll go ahead and show up here as well. Similarly, I have some phone settings. I can connect the phone. That'll show me that information. And I also have audio as well as the vehicle settings here. Couple of different information that you can see. On the side here, you also have your gauge cluster, a digital speedometer over there, your odometer down there, shifter information here, as well as some EV range statistics. Over there, obviously, you don't need a tachometer, as this is an electric vehicle. So instead, you have the range information. So overall, a very customizable and useful digital gauge cluster. I like seeing the full screen in this Lightning. Here's something else I also want to mention up here in the front. You can see here we have a sunshade. This thing is a panoramic sunroof. It's very zoomed in. Let's zoom out here. It goes all the way to the back seat of the Lightning. So if you want your rear passengers to experience the same things that your front passengers would, well, you have that option with the panoramic sunroof. It goes all the way. Here, this is just a typical sunglasses holder. You can see over there. Another thing I want to highlight here is this being a big truck means that you have a lot of storage. Like I mentioned, you have the center console lockable storage, but you also have two glove boxes. You can see here, hit this one, that'll open this upper glove box, or you can open this one and that'll open this bottom. So and that one's also lockable, by the way. So you have a lot of different storage options in the front of the F-150 Lightning. So one last thing to highlight up here in the front is Ford's Blue Cruise system. So Blue Cruise is Ford's driverless technology. So if you're driving around on the highway and you'd like a break from having to control everything so much, well, Blue Cruise will offer that feature for you. Very easy, very convenient. You can just drive along without having to really control all the different things that the car has. Like, for example, you could just let it go and Blue Cruise will manage everything for you, lane changes and everything. So very nice system and super cool driver-free, hands-free driving technology. Alright, so let's go ahead into the back seat of the Lightning, and you can see over here, very easy to get inside. You do have these power deployed running boards, by the way. Just step on that and go ahead and get inside to the back seat of the Lightning. And in here, it is extraordinarily spacious in the back. Again, this is a truck, and so you're gonna find a lot of space back here. You can see I'm 5'8", and you can see here I have more than enough room to stretch out. You can see here when I'm just sitting normally, acres of legroom, and I can easily stretch out in a comfortable way if I'm going on a long trip. Absolutely no problem. Over here, you can see you have a couple of cup holders here in the middle with a center armrest, and also you can see these seats. I'm going to talk about this a little later on, but you can see beautiful seats, platinum trim, amazing comfortable seats. Back here, you also have a nice amenities. You can see over here, if I open it this way, you have a USB Type-C and Type-A port, and just like the front, a nice household style outlet, so you can just plug in whatever you want back here. Another cool thing to note, this is an electric vehicle, so you have a flat floor, so this middle seat is just as comfortable as the edge seats. Very nice. A little bit stiffer than the edge seats because it's a middle seat after all, but it is still super comfortable in the middle seat. Another nice thing is that the edge two seats do have two-staged heating, so you can see I can hit that and turn on the heated seats back here. So overall, this is a very comfortable, very nice back seat, and I really think that back passengers are going to enjoy being in the Lightning. Alright, so let's go ahead and head over to the bed of the F-150 Lightning, and it is a power operating tailgate. So you can see power operating here, hit this button, and this tailgate is all power, so it'll just go down, and from there I can easily access the bed. This F-150 also has this option. You can see here this bed has a couple of different interesting features. You have a ruler going across here, inches and centimeters. You can see a nice Ford bed stamped in there. That's the same one they use in the Raptor, by the way. And there's some more interesting features back here. You can option this Lightning to get a bed liner. You can see this one doesn't have it, but you can get a bed liner with the Lightning. You also have a bunch of different household style outlets here. You can see there's one, and here's quite a bit more. 4 outlets back here, so you can just play it whatever you want back here, and if you're going to tailgate with the Lightning. Another thing here is you can see hit this button, and this step will come down below, and from there I can get inside. Even still, we might be a bit wobbly getting inside to the bed. For that, there you go, you have this. You can use the railing and then get inside a little bit more comfortably. So those two are really good features. I really like having the railing and the step back here to make it easy to get in and put items back in the bed of the Lightning. Alright, and of course, this being an electric pickup truck, it's going to have a must for an electric pickup truck, and that of course is the front trunk. So in the Lightning, you can see here, you have a button on the key fob, but you also have this button in the interior. Hit this button, and you can see over there, you can see this front trunk will automatically open up, and inside the front trunk, you can see there is a lot of storage in this front trunk. I can easily fit in a load of groceries if I want to take this truck grocery shopping here. You can see over here it gives me some statistics: 400 liters and 400 pounds. So lots of storage in the Lightning. Also underneath here you have even more storage as well as your charging equipment. So a really versatile and useful front truck. In fact, this front trunk, you can even use it as like an ice bath, so you can stick ice in here. On the side here you even have electrical outlets, 4 more, just like the bed, and a USB Type-C and Type-A port. So lots of different features in this front trunk. Very useful, and it addresses a drawback of pickup trucks in that most pickup trucks don't have an engine up here, so you don't have lockable storage unless you get like a tonneau cover. With the Lightning, no longer a problem. Lockable front storage is now a very easy solution. Closing it, by the way, this is fully power operated, so you can just hit this button here and that'll go ahead automatically close this front trunk all the way. Gives a couple of warning chimes because this is huge, and there you go, pops all the way closed and you're good to go. Super convenient feature. On the subject of things being electric in the Lightning, let's go ahead and talk about the charging port. So you can see here F-150 Platinum right there, and if you hit this, that'll go ahead and open this charge port all the way. You have a CCS connector here with the extension on the bottom. Ford is planning to adopt Tesla's next connector soon, so the CCS connector will probably go away in future F-150 Lightning models and replaced with the NACS connector. But if you want to buy a Lightning now, you're going to get the CCS connector, and you're going to have a good charging network with Electrified America. Ford will also, in the infotainment system, tell you exactly where you can charge the truck when you're going on a trip. So it isn't too much of a problem that you're not getting NACS right away. You're still going to have more than enough convenience with the CCS port. Alright, let's talk about exterior styling and lighting of the Lightning. And here we can see, I'm going to start off with this front end. And the front end of this Lightning is super cool. You can see over here, let's talk about the headlight design first. You can see you have 3 crystals here, 1, 2, and 3. These top 2 are kind of like a daytime running lamp kind of thing. Actually, no, sorry, my bad. The top 2 are the actual headlights. The middle one is the daytime running lamp. And the daytime running lamp gets switched up with the turn signal when you're turning. You can see here, I have the hazard lights on right now. And you can see the daytime running lamp gets switched up with the turn signal when necessary. Also, you also have this huge, like, light pipe going across the entire width of the car. You can see it starts over here and you go across the width of the Lightning, and you can see all the way until the end. You can see this massive light pipe. Super nice. By the way, it is all fully lighted. If I go back into the interior and I do turn it off, you can see I put it into auto mode. You can see that entire light pipe will turn off, so it's not wasting any energy. So very nice feature to have. That light pipe is really cool looking. And let's go ahead head over to the back lighting, talk about that too. A similar light pipe design in the back. You can see you have this pipe going across the entire width of the Lightning Platinum. And you can see here, unlike at the front, the back, the whole brake light will just go ahead and light up to indicate that you are turning. So a pretty cool feature. Nice having that here. You can see, interesting looking, very nice looking rear design. And finally, let's go ahead and talk about the general styling on the outside. This is how the Lightning looks, and you might think, well, this looks a lot like a regular Ford F-150 that you see over there. The answer is Ford designed it that way. Ford wanted the Lightning to be a vehicle that resembles the regular model. This is a regular model, albeit it's an older regular model, but this is a regular model Ford F-150. In fact, here's the one that's the latest generation. This is a regular Ford F-150. You can see it looks pretty much the same, even interior wise. You can see over there, basically the exact same looking vehicle. Doesn't look that much different to the Lightning. The Lightning looks pretty much the same, and Ford designed it this way so that when you're traveling with the Lightning, it doesn't look different than the Ford F-150. It doesn't look like you bought something completely special, and that's why Ford designed the Lightning that way. And I think it looks really effective. It's a really effective look because it blends in well, and I think that's actually one of the strongest parts of the Lightning's design. It just looks like a normal F-150, nothing extraordinarily special. So while we are talking about exterior lighting, I also want to highlight something that this truck has, and that is the lighted mirror. So you can see over here, I tap this icon, and that button will turn on this light in the mirror. You can see that's combined with the turn signal right now. You can see there are these two lights in the mirror, and those will turn on to help you illuminate the side of the vehicle when it's dark. And by the way, when I turn this off, see, I'll turn that off here. You can see now the lights are gone. So that is a nice feature to have. And also, let's go ahead. Wow, I can see I opened the interior. Let's talk about the interior quality. I think this F-150 knocks it out of the park. Some truly, truly beautiful materials here, especially this platinum trim. Wow, it's gorgeous here. You can see this leather, amazingly comfortable, perforated leather, platinum badge. You can see here, even perforated up on the headrest here. The side is super nice. You can see over here, power seat controls as well. Also says Ford over there, really cool look. Platinum on there. Floor mats are also super luxurious and nice. And the overall interior, you can see there, the steering wheel, super nice looking steering wheel here. Very nice. Leather wrapped, leather, as you can see, as I just showed you, stitched as well over there. Super nice. And it's even power, tilt, and telescoping as well. Headlight stock, everything looks really good. Here's headlight controls, wiper controls over here. Gauge cluster, obviously really nice. Obviously super good looking infotainment system. Just the materials in here are super good. Very nice. And I think it's actually worth the price tag that Ford is charging. This particular model is $95,000, and I think it's worth it with all the technology and luxury that you get in this car. And obviously it's not just the front. If you go to the back too, similar levels of luxury. You can see super nice materials back here. Luxurious platinum seats. Even the middle seat is leather lined and completely luxurious. Flat load floor, obviously super luxurious truck, and I really like the way Ford has designed this interior. Very nice. And another thing that I want to mention here on this driver's door is this. This is Ford's security code system, and the security code system basically allows you to leave the key in the vehicle or somewhere else, say at home. And if you just want to get inside the car without having to deal with the key, you can enter in a personal code. So you just hit these buttons here, like I'd hit this button and that, and I just hit the buttons, and then that will allow me to get inside of the car without having to worry about leaving or having the key on me. Say I go swimming, I don't want the key to go into water, I don't have to worry about that. I can just use this code to get in the car and get going. Very nice features. A lot of Fords have these, and I think it is a amazing feature to add in the Lightning. It's carried over from the regular F-150. Here's one more feature I want to mention on the outside of the Lightning, the power running board. So when you want to get inside the truck, obviously you can see here it's a very high ground clearance and it might be difficult to get inside. Well, there's nothing to worry about. You open the door, you can see here the power running boards will deploy, and you can easily step on that to get inside. And then you close the door again, wait for a couple of seconds, and you will see that the running boards will go right back to where they were. You can see, there we go, they close, and now you have that flush look with the body. So very nice feature to have in the Lightning. And so there you have it. That's the 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum Edition. This truck is one of the best trucks on the market. If you're looking for a new pickup truck, I highly recommend that you get a Lightning, because it combines all the capability and durability of the typical pickup truck. Like the towing capacity on this thing is 8,000 plus pounds, which is super impressive. Combines all of the capability of a regular pickup truck with some amazing technologies that you only find in some really expensive luxury vehicles, with the space and comfort that you get from a full-size pickup truck. It is a really good combination. I love the Lightning, and if you're in the market for an electric pickup truck, or in fact any pickup truck in general, honestly, the Lightning is probably a #1 choice. Truly amazing car.